Alex Hormozi is probably one of the best YouTubers as far as giving out free advice. Like, I feel like when I watch his videos, like, he's an actual mentor of mine, and I've never even met the guy. He's never met me, obviously. But the way the value he gives is like taking a machine gun and just machine gunning value. It's insane. And I like the guy because he never comes out as being a sleazy salesman. He is just a straight shooter when it comes to giving value, and obviously he has business on the back end, but he doesn't come out and just start selling right away like, you know, most YouTubers. So in this video, I came across one of his videos, and let me tell you, this is probably one of the best YouTube videos that he has come out with. It's titled 14 Life Lessons I Wish I Knew Earlier. In this video though, I want to focus on life lesson number 4. So I'm gonna go ahead and roll the video, and let's go ahead and hear what he has to say about that.
Else. You get more out of reading one book that's great 5 times than out of reading 5 mediocre books. I don't read many books. And what I mean by that is I buy lots of books. I skim most of them and quickly realize that it's not worth reading. And so then I toss them aside, because just because someone wrote a book doesn't mean you need to finish it. It has nothing to do with you. It means that they didn't organize it well. I have found that books that are older in general tend to be better because the reason the person wrote it was a different intention. They wrote it because they wanted to transmit knowledge to the next generation. Whereas the people who write books now are either writing for money, writing for notoriety, or writing them to sell other shit. If you find books—
That is so true. And I always thought it was just me who thought that, right? I always thought maybe it was, you know, maybe I just am not a reader anymore, you know, and I found myself holding on to certain books for so long and rereading those books because I couldn't find that caliber of quality from newer books, right? And he hit the nail on the head when he said that most of these new books are really just brochures for this person's personal brand, or they're to persuade, to promote their own selves so that you'll go and do business with them. But like the older generation books, you know, like Napoleon Hill and Dan Carnegie, and they gave this knowledge away because they wanted to teach the next generation.
where the author is actually writing because they want to convey knowledge to the next generation, those tend to be better books in my experience because the intent is to actually teach, not to persuade. Slight difference. When you do find those gems, I have realized that if I read something once, end to end, I still don't know it yet. I will read a book 2 times, 3 times, 4 times, 5 times until I can teach the book when I feel like it is worth learning. And then once I have like squeezed the book for everything that it has to the point where I can convey the message to somebody else, like I can teach the concepts of the book, which is something that I've done many times. I'll actually make a presentation on the book so that I can wrap my own frameworks around how I can remember it. That's where a lot of these frameworks come from, is because it's me trying to make sense of the world in a way that I can remember. If you're
I love everything about this, honestly. And that's so true. It's like when you read a book, a lot of times we kind of just shoot for the end, and we love the fact that we finished this book and we can put it on our bookshelf and then say that we'd read that book. But is that really the point, right? Is the point of getting a book so we can just say that we finished it? No, it's to learn from it, right? And as he's saying, change your behavior. And one of the best ways to do that is to take that knowledge that you learn and to try to teach it and convey that message to somebody else. So that alone is going to make you create more points of value for that as well. And honestly, I mean, that to me is the best way to learn, is to teach, right? Because you reiterate the message, you're retaining the information, and highly recommend doing that too. And so that's such great advice as well. I love that.
Behavior doesn't change as a result of reading a book, then it means you've learned nothing, which means it was a waste of time. Yeah. And many people who read books are just wasting their time because their behavior doesn't change. And so I consolidate. Once I find something that's good, I plug everything I possibly can into it and suck the juice out of it so that I can change my behavior as a result, which comes from the frameworks and how I think about it. How deeply do you understand the knowledge of the book? There's a handful of books that if you just did them for the rest of your life, you would win. Because if you just did How to Make Friends and Influence People and you put it into your DNA, you would be successful.
That's such a good skill. How to Win Friends and Influence People, by the way, is a book that I would recommend too. It is a book that is going to teach you people skills, right? And you can take those people skills and you can network with people. And the more people you know, the more opportunities it's going to give you to plug your skills in. And who knows, right? A path is going to lead to a path. There is a handful of books that I find myself rereading over again. Confidence Gap. Like he said, How to Win Friends and Influence People. Storytelling by Donald Miller, Cashvertising if you're a copywriter. Like I can name books that I've reread on repeat, and I used to find myself asking, like, am I the only one that just keeps reading this book over and over again? But it's like, it's that good, right? And if it's that good, then you should read it over and over again, right? Instead of going out there and getting all these books made by people who are just trying to build their personal brand. And you can sense that from miles away when you get one of those books. So highly recommend that. This is a great lesson out of the 14 lessons here. This is one of the great lessons. There's many more good lessons in here. But in this video, I only wanted to cover this one. I probably will make a part 2 of this and talk about another lesson later on in the video that really, really, I think is going to benefit everybody. But if you haven't watched this video, go check it out. It's 14 Life Lessons I Wish I Knew Earlier by Alex Hormozi. That's it for this video. I'm going to try to make more videos like this because this is the kind of value and content that I would love, my subscribers to hear when I come across of it. So that's going to be a future goal, is to continue making these videos. So if you want to get those videos of me breaking down these videos, hit the subscribe button, hit the notification button, and that way that you won't miss out on that. So anyways, thanks for watching this video. Take care.